Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dina. If you guys are new, welcome. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. And you guys really enjoyed the last one. Thank you so much to everyone who sent me a message with your feedback. I am so happy that the message resonated with you and that you enjoyed it. And yes, I thought I would do another one for the month of October. Of course, I've got my pumpkin here. Literally as soon as the weather got a little bit cooler, I'm like, okay, time to take out all my fall decorations. Although I feel like I don't have as many as I thought I did, so I'm gonna have to go around in some stores and find some other cute fall decorations. I think I'll probably make a video about that, but anyways, yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys be interested in that kind of video. But anyways, let's get into it, guys. We have 4 different piles here. We are going to cut to a clip of just the piles so you can have a good look at them, really meditate on it, and pick the pile that you are most drawn to. Remember, trust your intuition, do not overthink it. And yeah, all right guys, so here are your 4 pile options. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Make sure you take 3 deep breaths before you choose your pile, and then you're going to choose whatever one you're drawn to the most. The different pile numbers are going to be linked in the description box for you to choose. Alright, so group number 1, pile number 1, if you guys clicked on that pile, then this is your reading. We're going to start with your tarot cards first. Now, I have 2 tarot decks in here. One of them is the Wild Unknown Tarot. I just felt like I needed to throw this deck in because it's just perfect for fall, Halloween time. But anyways, let's have a look at your tarot cards. So we have the Daughter of Swords. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Hierophant, the Father of Wands, and then in our other tarot we have the 3 of Swords, the Death card, and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Alright, group 1. So we've got a few, I guess, a little bit darker cards here, but don't worry because whenever you get these cards, it's just a message that it's bringing something up that you need to address in your life. And the good thing with the tarot is you could always change things. So the tarot doesn't tell you the definite future by any means. It doesn't tell you this is how things are going to be, this is your destiny, this is how your life is going to be. The tarot just reads the energies. And then once you have read the energies, you can take that information, do what you want with it. If you want to change the energies that are surrounding you, you can do that. You have free will. So let's first start with these cards over here. So we have the 8 of Cups. Now the 8 of Cups is a little bit darker in this deck than most decks. I still read it as you need to walk away from something. So as you can see in this card, there's a whole bunch of broken cups. And when I see that, I'm thinking that there's something in your life right now that you are really stressed over, but you need to let go of. It's like you're crying over spilled milk, or you're crying over the things that you've already lost. You're upset over the things you have lost instead of, moving forward. In life, obviously, it is very important for us to grieve. We all need to grieve, and we need to take the time to grieve and feel our feelings. But there's a difference between, feeling things, crying, having a moment to, process versus holding on to something for way too long. And that is definitely what I'm getting here, is that you're definitely holding on to something for way too long. Now, the fact that I also have the 3 of Swords here tells me that for a lot of you, that you are holding on to a broken relationship. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be anything. It could be the loss of a loved one. Maybe you're still not moving forward in your life. And obviously those things take time, but maybe there is a loss that is holding you back in your life currently. It could be also money related. It could be some sort of lost opportunity or some sort of lost, I don't know, there's something in your life that you feel like you're holding on to, and it's stopping you from moving forward. It's stopping you from being prosperous. And that's what I'm getting from the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, because the 10 of Pentacles is usually a very abundant card, and it doesn't always have to be money. It can be like home, it could be relationships, it could be stability, it could be a whole bunch of different things. But when I see this in reverse, it's telling me that there's something blocking you from having this, and I think it's the fact that you are holding on to something. And seeing the Death card is definitely a confirmation for that. The Death card is not as scary as you think. I mean, death card can represent death, but usually what death represents is almost like rebirth. So you need to let go of something in your life. There's something that you need to let go of so you can be rebirthed. Rebirthed. I don't know if that's a real word, but you know what I mean. Like, there's something that you need to let go of in order for you to move forward and move on to the next part of your life, the next journey. There's something that's on your way. And I also see the Hierophant here. So the Hierophant is a sign of like almost like knowledge, accumulating knowledge. This crow here has a key, and what I see it as is almost like the key to knowledge. So when I see this card, this is telling me that you need to like open yourself up to learning new things. Maybe you have missed out on opportunity, but there are new opportunities available for you. You just have to open your mind and learn new things. Now you may, this could also be a prompt to see some sort of guide, like a coach or something. Maybe there's some sort of therapy or some sort of guidance that you need from another person that you can't necessarily get completely from yourself, because some people need that. I mean, we could all use some sort of life coach or guide helping us out in our life. Like, it's just really helpful. So when I see this, I definitely see like, be open to knowledge, be open to new things, maybe take a course, maybe read some books. If you feel like if you're feeling lost right now, like if it's more of a career avenue, like maybe you lost your job, don't worry about it and don't stress about it too long, and don't wallow in the fact that you lost your job or the fact that you're unhappy at your job, because that's what's going to block you from having the abundance that you deserve and will have. So you really need to move forward, and Hierophant is definitely reminding you to stay open and be open to new knowledge and new opportunities. Now when I see the Father of Wands, now this is normally the King of Wands in most tarot decks, it's just a little bit different in this deck, I think of a very passionate, fiery energy that's strong. He knows what he wants. He knows what he loves. He knows what he wants to go for. It's a very strong, passionate energy. And this is the kind of energy that you need to allow into your life, because there's definitely something that you're passionate about, but maybe you're not really focusing in on that, and you're not really letting that make its way through you and guide you in what you do, because you're just wallowing, or you're stuck. You're stuck in some way. You're stressing about something and you're ruminating. Ruminating is definitely a word that's coming up in my mind right now. You're ruminating over something. So this is just to kind of remind you to go for what you're passionate about, be fearless, and just go after it. It's that fiery, brave, passionate energy. Now I also have the Daughter of Swords. Now the Daughter of Swords is normally the Page of Swords in most decks. And when I see this, I definitely see someone who is a little bit like more naive, a little bit younger, someone who has a lot of, you know, great ideas and intuition, imagination, someone who's very creative and has a lot of ideas, but they're very young and they're very naive. Now this may be representing you on your new journey, something new in your life that you are going after, or you're thinking about, you know, going into or trying. I feel like I need to tell you that you need to remember that there's always going to be a point in your life where you're going to be new at something. None of us go into new avenues in our life a complete pro. We never go into everything in our life experience. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be working a job or doing something for a while and slowly you become experienced. But there's different points in our life where we're going to try something new, and we're going to be that beginner. We're going to be that newbie. We're going to be that young, naive person in a way, because there's other people that are going to be more experienced than us that have done it longer. But this is just reminding you that you don't need to worry about that. Like, don't judge yourself, don't stress about that, and that there are going to be other people to guide you and help you along the way. So that is what I see with that so far. Let's throw some oracle cards into the mix. Actually, I want to look at these ones first. So we're going to look at your mermaid and dolphin cards and see what they say. Okay, so we have make a decision, feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. This definitely confirms what I said about, you know, moving forward. There's something that you have to decide on and you're definitely stuck, and maybe you're avoiding or you're procrastinating a decision that needs to be made. And the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is, again, let go of whatever is holding you back and whatever has got you not moving forward. And then I also have father healing. So your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. So for some of you, this may not apply to everybody, but for some of you, there may be some issues that you're having with your father, your dad, or maybe a father figure in your life. It could be any other maybe male figure in your life that, you know, kind of has that fatherly protective energy. So yeah, for some of you that may actually be what's causing the issues. Maybe there's some sort of father related issue that is stopping you from moving forward and has you stuck. So I don't know exactly what that would be. It would depend on the person. Again, this may not apply to everyone. It's a very general reading and a very specific card, but some of you may have some father issues that you need to move forward from. Now, let's look at your Work Your Light Oracle cards here. So we have take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. So some of you may be overworking yourselves right now, and perhaps this is why you're having trouble, you know, moving forward with something that you need to take action on. And I find that also when you are running on a treadmill, as they say, and you're constantly working and you're constantly doing so many different things and you're busy, you really don't have time to sit with yourself and really reflect on the things that you need to reflect on. It's going to be harder to make a decision. It's going to be harder to move forward with things that are, you know, stressing you out, upsetting you. It's going to be harder to get over heartbreak and stuff if you don't give yourself some time to breathe. Like, you need to give yourself time to breathe and reflect. So that's what I get from that card there. We also have Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Again, it's that message that you need to move forward. You need to journey to somewhere. There's some new knowledge, some new opportunity out there for you that you need to, you know, first make a decision on and then go after. So we got that card. We also have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. When I think of that, it brings me back to the Daughter of the Swords, initiation, you know, rite of passage. These are all words that definitely represent like newness, like something new is happening in your life and you're going to be new to it and you're going to be naive and you're going to be a little scared, but that is okay. You need to cross that threshold. You need to get out of this darkness, cross that threshold so you can get into your happy place, get into your abundance. Turn the 10 of Pentacles right side up instead of upside down. So that's what you kind of need to do there, group 1. And now let's look at your goddess cards. Okay, so we got Saraswati. Oh my goodness, I'm going to butcher this name, guys. I'm so sorry. Saraswati is your goddess number 1, and she is the goddess of mastery. So this again is like really bringing me back to that. It's really bringing me back to that rite of passage and the Daughter of Swords. You know, you're going to be new at something in the Hierophant, but again, use the tools that you have available to master something that you love, to really put all your energy into something that you're passionate about, or something, whatever it may be. Like master, for a lot of you, this is going to be career related. It could be other things, but there's something you need to master. Now, it's not going to always be career related for everybody. Again, the Three of Swords came up and Father Healing came up. So maybe it's a mastery of emotions. Some of you might need to work on mastering your emotions and not having them completely control your life, because obviously we all need to give ourselves time to, you know, sit down and reflect on our emotions and really feel them. It's okay to feel your emotions. It's okay to sit down and cry. But at the end of the day, you do have to pick yourself up and you have to go forward. So mastery can be mastery of a skill, or it can be mastery of emotions. It honestly means so many different things. All right, so your next goddess is the goddess Nyx, goddess of secrets. Now, this card is definitely going to be very important because there's definitely some secrets, some things that you've been keeping from yourself, and different things that are, again, preventing you from moving forward. So it's okay to, you know, let that guard down, really sit with yourself and let these secrets come forward. Definitely do some shadow work. If you are interested in what shadow work is, you can check out one of my videos, or you can check out other videos on YouTube. I'm sure there's lots of videos on shadow work because I've watched a few. But definitely sit with yourself for a bit, because there's some secrets, some things that you are honestly pushing down, really far down, things that are not allowing you to move forward. All right, and our last goddess card here is the goddess Sophia, divine wisdom. It really depends on your situation, but when I say divine wisdom, I'm not really thinking wisdom in the material world per se. I'm thinking more like divine wisdom, like what's in here, like following your intuition, where are you being called to, really taking the time to get to know yourself and figure out what you need to do to make yourself healthy and move forward. And whatever is holding you back, whatever is making you feel stuck. And again, crying over broken cups when you need to move forward into your next journey. So group 1, I hope that gave you some clarification on something that you're going through right now. I hope this message resonated with you. If you did, make sure you give it a comment below, like this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this and other spiritual, lifestyle, inspirational type videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Hi group 2, if you guys picked pile number 2, this is your reading for the month of October. So we're going to actually start with your tarot cards first. And I had to throw in the Wild Unknown Tarot in here just because, you know, 'tis the season with Halloween. I thought it was just a good fit. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. All right, so we have the 2 of Swords. We also have the 6 of Swords. We have the Devil card, the 9 of Swords, lots of swords energy, and then the Page of Wands. All right, so group number 2, let's start with this. So I want to start with the 9 of Swords. So when I see this card, this is definitely telling me that there's something that's been kind of dragging you down. It could be a fight, it could be something that happened, it's something that you're ruminating on and maybe even losing sleep on. So there's an issue that you've had. Now, I also have the 2 of Swords here. So this tells me that for most of you, the issue that's been stressing you out, that's making you unable to sleep and you're, you know, running through over and over again in your head, is probably some sort of decision. For a lot of you, you're probably feeling a little bit blocked and really don't know what decision to make about something. So there's something that you need to decide on. It could be related to honestly anything. It could be you have to tell someone something that's really difficult to say. Maybe you need to decide on whether you want to keep your job or go for something else. It can honestly be anything, but some of you have a really hard decision that you need to make. It's stressing you out, it's keeping you up at night. However, there is a rainbow in all this. You will figure it out, but there's definitely a darker side here in that whatever you choose, there may be some sort of, there's maybe some thoughts and some questioning involved in a way in that you are not 100% sure if it's the right decision and you're letting certain things like certain baggage weigh you down. So whatever you decide to do, you need to know that you decided that because it was the right decision for you, and we only can do our best and, you know, decide what we think is best at the time, and then we gotta go with it. We gotta go with that decision, and we can't let any sort of baggage, any sort of regret or stress drag us down. We can't be like, oh, should I have done that or should I have done this instead? Because we can't go back and change the past. There is only present, right? So whatever you do decide on, just know that it's a decision that you made because you had to make it. Obviously, this is something that you're thinking about really hard. It's not a fast or abrupt decision. It's something that you're putting a lot of thought on and that you've decided because it is the right thing to do. So don't let that weigh you down. Don't let that baggage, you know, slow you down or stress you out. We also have the Devil card here, and this is definitely confirming for me that there are self-doubting thoughts, negative thoughts that are definitely crowding your mind right now, and it's stopping you from making the decision that you need to make. It's also just like, it's gonna get in the way of you being at peace once you do make the decision. So you definitely need to come to peace with yourself and any sort of hard choices that you need to make. Now I also got the Page of Wands, and when I see the Page of Wands, I think of someone who is innocent and goes for what they want and what they believe in without judgment. They're very intuitive. They just do what they feel is right. Almost like how a child just is so honest. Like a kid just like, if you ask them a question, they tell you what they feel or what they think in that moment. They don't filter anything out. They don't hide anything. They're not they're not ashamed of their ideas. Yet we grow up in a society where we are ashamed of ideas, we second guess ourselves, where we don't trust ourselves, where we don't know what the right thing to say is. And I think this card is just reminding you that you need to stick to your gut, your intuition, and almost like listen to your inner child in a way. Obviously make an educated decision, but also listen to like what would your inner child say, because your inner child doesn't have a filter. Your inner child just knows what's up with you, really, right? So ask your inner child, like, what do I want? What do I want to do? What do I want to say? And then obviously use your intelligent, analytical side to, go about that the right way, the most appropriate way. But don't hold back because you're worried that what people will think and what people will say. Don't let that, change the decision that you need to make. So I'm going to leave those at that. I'm going to go into your oracle cards now. So we're going to start off with the Mermaid and Dolphins Oracle deck. So we have worthiness. So know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. So you definitely have some issue with worthiness. So this is definitely probably why you're having difficulties making some sort of decision, because you don't believe you're worthy. Maybe you don't believe you're worthy of better if it's a decision, like a bad situation that you need to get out of, and maybe that's what it is. Or maybe you want to go for something in your life, but you just don't think you're worthy enough for it. You definitely need to focus on your worthiness, and this is going to help you make the decision that you need to make, because you're going to be like, well, I'm worthy of happiness, and this is what I need to do to be happy, and I'm going to go for this, and this is what feels right. So definitely focusing and targeting and working on your worthiness is going to help you in making this decision. All right, so now we have explore your options. It's time to look at other possibilities. It's a good time to make changes. So maybe you're feeling, again, stuck at making a decision. What are all your options? Let's write them down. Let's do a brainstorm. Let's think about what all your options are. Lay them out. Once you really lay out your options and go through the pros and the cons and really narrow them down, then this is going to help you come up with a good decision. So I think, sitting down, having a good brainstorm, and really reflecting on whatever you're going through right now is going to be very helpful, because it's hard to make a decision just like this. It's easier to make a decision when you're sitting down and really focusing on the decision that needs to be made. I mean, big decisions aren't made like overnight or in a couple hours. Like, you need to really sit down and think about it. All right, so in the next cards here, we have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So are you not going for something because you don't think you're worthy of it, or you think that you're too bright and maybe you're worried about what people will think if you're 100% yourself? So don't dim your light, shine bright, do what's best for you, and also don't underestimate what you deserve in your life. If you underestimate that and then just kind of dim your light and hide, then you're not going to reach your full potential and you're not going to reach your full happiness. So honestly, to me, these cards kind of go hand in hand, the worthiness and not dimming to fit in. This is very important. These are things that you need to work on within in order to overcome these other issues that you're having with making decisions. And then we also have trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling telling you to do? So this is definitely a card that is really telling you, again, look into that intuitive side of yourself, really trust your intuition. There is definitely some sort of niggling feeling that is telling you, no, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, but you're like, oh, what are you talking about? It's like the thing is right here, and they're like, hey, I'm your intuition, I'm telling you to do this, and you're like, where are you? Are you under there? So there's so many times in our lives that our intuition, our gut is definitely telling us that we need to do something specific. This is what we're being called to. This is what we feel like we need to do. But for some reason, we are feeling hesitant and we're scared to make that hard decision. But at the end of the day, the niggle is not wrong. So listen to the niggle. How many times have I said niggle? It's starting to sound really weird. But anyways, Group 2, we're gonna look at your goddess cards now. All right, so we've got, again, I apologize because I can never say these goddess names right. We've got Skuld, the future goddess. We've got Mary, the goddess of miracles. And we got Rhea, the goddess of flow. So with this card, what I want you guys to keep in mind is that we often think about the future and we think about all the things to come, but we don't necessarily always, focus on the present and where we're at and what we're feeling now. Focusing on the present, being present in your feelings and your instinct is really going to help you make a decision instead of, focusing on the future and something that's not happening right now. I find that often when we are so focused on the future and we worry about like, oh, what's my life going to be like 5 years from now? Oh, what's it going to be like 10 years from now? That we have a harder time making decisions and we have a harder time being true to ourselves. Now, of course, we want to consider our future, and our future is important, but at the end of the day, none of us really know what the future holds. If I could tell you that if I focused on my life 5 years from now, like 5 years ago, it wouldn't have made any sense because I'm not where I thought I would be. And that's not a bad thing. It's like different opportunities came up that I wasn't expecting. And I'm not in the place where I thought I was going to be. We all have different expectations of what we think our future is going to look like, but usually it never actually follows that quite exactly. There might be certain elements, maybe if you went to school for a specific thing and you're like, this is what I want to do. I want to be a nurse, for example, and you're a nurse. Okay, that aspect of your life maybe looks the same, but maybe you're not living in the city that you thought you were. Maybe you're not with the person that you thought you'd be with. The future is honestly so unpredictable, so really focusing on what feels right in your gut right now is going to really help you make this decision. And I also have Mary, the goddess of miracles. Now when I see this card, I just want you to be open. Be open to possibilities that you don't even think can happen to you. Because right now you're feeling really closed off and almost like you're feeling very vulnerable and maybe unworthy, and you are not trusting yourself. You may be dimming your light. But be open to miracles. Be open to amazing, beautiful things happening for you in your life because you deserve it. And once you're open to those things, then you're definitely going to receive them. And then we also have Rhea, the goddess of flow. So again, I really feel like this ties into the whole future present thing, where you just need to learn to go with the flow. Oftentimes we overthink things, and that's when we get into the 9 of Swords situation right here, where we are we can't fall asleep. We're staying up at night because things are keeping us up. Thoughts are going over and over and over again in our head. And instead of, just relaxing and trusting that things are happening the way that they're supposed to be and the way that is best for you, and, really going with the flow. This is a card that I actually pulled for the very first time. I pulled a card from this deck before I owned this deck, actually. And yeah, it's definitely a card that tells you that you need to learn to just go with the flow. Especially if you're someone who's a control freak. If you're someone who feels like you need a lot of control all the time, you just need control of your life and everything that's happening in your life, and believe me, I can very much be like that. I think that's why I pulled this card. You definitely need to learn to go with the flow. So group 2, I hope this helped you in some way. I hope you gained some sort of message that's gonna, help you out in making a decision and, being true to yourself, finding your worthiness. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and comment below. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one and other spiritual, inspirational lifestyle videos. I do a whole bunch of different exciting fun things, and I'd also love to hear your recommendations. So I don't get a lot of that on here. I do get some of that on Instagram, which you can follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to do that as well. It's Dina Blondell. But yeah, if you guys have any other suggestions for video ideas and stuff that you want to share, then feel free to share those too. I'd love to hear what you guys want to see more of. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Alright, so group number 3, if you picked pile number 3, this is your reading for the month of October. So we're going to start with your tarot cards first. And of course I had to throw in the Wild Unknown Tarot because it's just, Really nice for fall Halloween theme, I feel. Alright, so let's check out your cards. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So we have the Three of Cups in reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords. And we also have the Seven of Pentacles. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to address is the Three of Cups in reverse. So Three of Cups is usually a card of almost like reunion, company, friendship, being in the company of those you love and enjoyed to be around. And when I see this in reverse, it definitely is almost like a sign of loneliness. For many of you, you may also still be social distancing because of the pandemic that is still happening in the world. And this may be why you're feeling a little bit lonely. But the fact that it's coming up definitely means it's affecting you a little bit more maybe than other people. So I think this is definitely a call to maybe reach out to people and do some more virtual meetings, maybe do some distance walks if you feel comfortable doing that. There's some of you that are feeling a little bit lonely in a way, and you know, humans need human contact, and it's really, really tough in the current situation that we're in. But definitely don't close yourself off and don't alienate yourself, because that's not going to be good for your health. So definitely make sure you're focusing on socializing next month, because that is going to be really good for your mental health. I also see the Six of Pentacles, and this is definitely a very charitable card. You might be doing some sort of charity work, or maybe you're helping out a friend or family member. Maybe there's somebody that needs your help. This is definitely going to be a good way to get involved too. Like if you are alienating yourself, as we see in the, you know, the Three of Cups, getting involved in your community and helping other people is a really good way to, you know, get involved with other people and feel less lonely and feel good about doing something for your community, for other people. Obviously be safe when you're doing so. But yeah, when I see this card, I definitely think of, you know, doing something good for somebody else. And this is definitely going to help you get over that sense of loneliness. Now we also have the Six of Wands. Now when I see the Six of Wands, it definitely looks like you're starting to come out of a dark phase in your life. There's something that you've gone through, but there's definitely a positive rainbow at the end of this. As you see, the butterfly it's escaping from the darkness that is the wands down here. You're almost like flying free from something. You just experienced a fairly dark time in your life, but you are, you know, you're coming out of that. October is going to be the month where you're just going to like set yourself free of these things. Now October is going to be a really good time for you to plant some new seeds, really start working towards something that you want to achieve, something that you have had thought of, something that you want to work on. This is the time to grow, and that's what I get from, you know, the Seven of Pentacles here. It's time to really bury those seeds and wait for them to grow, nourish them as well, but be patient. I also have the Ten of Pentacles from the Wild Unknown here. Now, there could be some wealth, some abundance, and it could be abundance in home coming your way. Like it doesn't have to be money related. It could be abundance in terms of friendship, but it's really interesting that you got this reverse card. So I think what you really need to do is you really need to focus on socializing, because we're trying to avoid this. Now I'm thinking this is definitely something that is reflecting where you are right now and where you have been for a little while in terms of closing yourself off. But this reading's definitely telling me that you need to socialize and open up to other people, and you don't have to necessarily do that in person. Again, we want to make sure we're protecting ourselves. But with that being said, you definitely need to focus on those things and focus on whatever you want to grow. And yeah, now is the time to plant those seeds, but also be patient, because it'll come to you. You'll get that abundance, you'll get that happiness, but we have to plant those seeds first. Now I also have the Ace of Swords here. Now the Ace of Swords is definitely telling me that you're going to be given almost like a new opportunity. Something is being handed to you. You're being handed like this crown, right? So when I get that, I definitely think there's a new opportunity coming your way. But again, we need to plant those seeds and start working on it. You may not reap the benefits, the rewards right away in the month of October. Like that's not how life works. But October is a good time to start on something. So maybe there's a project that you wanted to work on. Maybe, I don't know, it could be honestly anything. But October is a good time to start on that. Whatever you feel like you really need to get started on, what you really need to do. But again, seek that comfort, seek that support, seek that friendship. Don't let yourself become alienated. Because as soon as you become alienated, then you're not as strong. You're not as strong as when you have like almost like a foundation around you, holding you up, supporting you, and encouraging you. I'm not saying you need others to go forward with your dreams, but having that foundation and having that support is very important. I mean, humans are social creatures. We're all very social. So don't close yourself off from other people. Accept their help, accept their guidance, and yeah, be free. Feel free to open up to them. Now we're going to go on to your oracle cards. So let's start with the Mermaid and Dolphin Oracle here. Okay, so we have treasure chest, an unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you. So this definitely confirms all the pentacle cards here, in that, you know, you're going to have new opportunities and abundance coming to you, and you just really need to take hold of that and plant those seeds. So we may be seeing this in October, or maybe by the end of October, or some sign of it in October, but in order to get there, you need to plant the seeds. You got to do the work. You can't just manifest things in your life, and that's the key thing with a tarot or oracle reading, is it might tell you that, oh, abundance is coming your way, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna like sit on the couch and watch some Netflix and wait for this abundance to come in. Like, that's not actually how it works. You have to do the work. You have to plant those seeds. So make sure you are keeping your eyes out for opportunities in your life, and you are grabbing hold of them, and you're doing what you need to do in order to get this 10 of Pentacles, right? Like, we want to put in the work in order to receive that treasure chest, that abundance. And with the 6 of Pentacles, again, like, helping other people and giving back to the world is going to be really good, because once you give out abundance and you give love, whatever you give, whatever you put out in the world comes back to you. So if you're being a good person and you're helping other people, then like the help will return, the good things will return to you. Now I also have the card pay attention. Notice signs, repetitions, inner guidance, and this can yield valuable information. So you really need it to, again, be open to receiving those gifts. Ace of Swords, you're going to receive some guidance, you're going to receive some gifts, some opportunities to grow seeds, to receive abundance, but you need to be open to those things. So make sure you are staying open to those things. You're not closing yourself off, and not closing yourself off to other people too. You know, networking. Networking is a really big thing, and being social is definitely something that's coming up here. So I think that this opportunity could also be related to like networking. Like, it could be an opportunity that you're going to get through somebody else. A lot of the time that's how things work, guys. Like, you may have like a really good education, a really amazing resume, but you don't get the job because someone else got in through word of mouth, right? Like, you know, getting to know people, really putting yourself out there is going to be very important. So again, I'm talking a lot work-wise because I see pentacles, and like pentacles is often related to money and abundance that way, but it doesn't always have to mean that way. But there is an opportunity here for you, but again, it's going to be really important to stay social and, you know, really talking to people. You don't have to meet up with them in person, but make sure you're staying social and open to meeting new people and talking to people. And yeah. Now let's move on to these cards here. We've got transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So you have some deep rooted change that is occurring right now. This is going to be very important and really relevant to whatever you are experiencing, whatever new thing, new avenue that you are pursuing, because in order to see change around us, we need to have change happen to us, like within us at a cellular level, at a deep spiritual level. It's like that saying, or that like definition of insanity, where like you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome. I totally butchered that definition. But basically, yeah, in order to see new things, new experiences, new change, new exciting things happen in your life, new abundance, you need to change within here first. You have to, you know, believe that you're worthy of these things. You have to change your attitudes that may be holding you back. Yeah, change those attitudes that may have you, you know, really closed off and not talking to other people. So really you know, change the things that you feel are blocking you in a sense. Now we also have Dance with Life, do something to change your energy. So again, we're talking about changing that energy, and I just thought of this. When I think of change, I also think of a butterfly. So a butterfly starts off as a caterpillar, as we all know, and then it changes into a butterfly. And if you think about it, a caterpillar is always stuck on the ground. Like all they can do is like inch like forward on the ground. And then as soon as it becomes a butterfly, it has wings. It is like open to so many other experiences because they have these new wings. They've changed at a cellular level. They've changed at a spiritual level to where they can just fly free and do whatever they want. And that's almost like you in a way. Like, dance with life, do something to change your energy. So there may be something that you need to do to change your energy, whether it is doing something you're passionate about, doing something that's going to help you become more in tune with yourself. But yeah, dance with life. Don't be afraid of change, because change is what's going to bring you closer to what you love, what you need, what you want and deserve in life. And yeah, let's move on to your goddess cards. So we have 3 goddess cards here. So interesting because 3 popped out for every single deck. I was shuffling them and they all came out in 3s, which I thought was so interesting. But anyways, I apologize for butchering these names. I don't know how to say all of them. So we have the goddess Mat. Or Mat. It's God in apostrophe, so I don't really know how to say it, but it is the goddess of truth. So this goddess, when I think of this one, I'm definitely thinking there's a truth within you that you need to really come to terms with and understand and pay attention to. I said pay attention. Pay attention to. There's a truth that you may not have been listening to, and I don't think this is coming from outside. I think this is coming from like in here, and in here. There's something that you need to listen to. There's a truth. There's something that you know needs to happen. There's something that you know you need to accept, but you are ignoring it for some reason, and this is stopping you from growing. It's stopping you from flying free like the butterfly, so there's definitely something that you need to address there. And we also have Nike, the goddess of ambition. So this is reminding you to be ambitious. Ambition's definitely going to get you towards this treasure chest, right? Like, plant those seeds, do whatever you need to do, water them with that fancy fertilizer that you can get. Do whatever you need to do to nurture those seeds, to grow, and to really achieve what you can achieve. Like, I mean, you got the treasure chest in the 10 of Pentacles. That's a really good sign. There's definitely a lot of growth happening in October. Lots and lots of growth. I would say if I was going to pick a word for you for October, it would definitely be the word growth. Like, growth is like the biggest thing right now for you guys. And we also have the goddess Hecate, or Hecate, I think. I'm so sorry. But it's the goddess of the in-between. Oh my goodness, that's literally where you are at right now. You are in between. You're in transition. You're transforming. You are a caterpillar and a chrysalis. That's where you are right now, guys. You're in transformation. You are the in-between. So that's what I want you to focus on. Like, you're in between decisions. You're in between something, like where you are at, where you want to get away from, and where you could be, and where you aspire to be. And that is what you need to focus on right now. Just focus on yourself. Focus on, you know, dancing with life, boosting that energy. Let people in. Let people help you. Don't shut down people. Don't close yourself off from opportunities, because the more open you are, the more open you are to new experiences, to new abundance. And yeah, group 3, that's a pretty amazing reading, actually. I just thought, when I saw the in-between and the butterfly, I'm like, that is so crazy that that came up. Honestly, I would say, just as a reminder for you, like just an extra little tip, because I want to throw it in here, paint a butterfly on something, or put a picture of the butterfly up in your bedroom or wherever you're going to see it, just to remind you that change is okay and change is beautiful, and then we need to change and we need to grow in order to reap those benefits and those and to reach our goals and our dreams and everything like that. So I would say like your spirit animal, at least for the month of October, is definitely a butterfly. Like focus on that butterfly, that change, that transition. And again, you may have been a little bit closed off, maybe mostly because of the pandemic, but yeah, I think that's really something you need to focus on, but really focusing on the growth aspect is the biggest thing for you, group 3. So thank you so much for watching this reading. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'd also really like to hear your experience. If there's anything that really stood out to you, make sure you leave a comment below, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see similar videos like this and other spiritual related lifestyle, inspirational type videos. I love to make a whole bunch of that stuff. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell notification just to let you know when I've uploaded a new video, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, so group number 4, if you chose pile number 4, this is your reading. Oh my goodness, let's see what you've got. So we're going to start with your tarot cards first. So let's get these out. I, of course, had to bring my Wild Unknown Tarot into this because, you know, I just feel like they're really good for fall, Halloween theme. I don't know. Do you guys like my pumpkin? That's a fake candle in there, but yeah, I just love fall. Anyways, let's get into your reading. All right, so we've got a lot of sword energy, guys, and wands. We've got the 10 of wands. We've got the 10 of swords. We also got the 5 of swords. What else do we have? The Queen of Cups. The Lovers. 6 of swords. Lots of swords, guys. And then we also have the 5 of Cups. Alright guys, so I want to focus on these Wild Unknown cards first because there's some dark energies that we have, and don't stress, don't worry, because this is why we look at it. We are looking at it so we can get past it, right? And that's the magic of tarot. I find tarot is definitely very like to the point, give you the hard stuff that you need to hear, especially this Wild Unknown Tarot deck. I feel like it's a little harsh sometimes, but it gives you messages that you need to hear, and it's all for the better. It's all for your benefit. So let's get into those. So we have the 10 of Wands. So there's something that is blocking you. You have a blockage or a burden in some way. And also when I see the 6 of Swords underneath, these are definitely very similar in a way, not quite, but like even though they're different suits, what I'm seeing is there's something that you are trying to move forward from, but there's a blockage there. There's a burden that you're carrying with you. Just like in the 6 of Swords, like they're trying to move forward in the water, like they've got their boat, they're trying to move forward in life, but they're carrying the swords with them. It's like you could have left those swords behind and this boat would have been a lot lighter, but you're carrying them with you. So this definitely tells me that there's something that you're holding on to that you definitely need to let go of, and you're having trouble letting go of. And it's definitely, there's something that's burdening you. Something's burdening you that's blocking. Like you have like this wall of wands, and it could, honestly, it could be your own ideas, your own fears. It could be anything. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be something that's like material, if that makes sense. Like it could be some sort of self-sabotaging thought that is stopping you from moving forward in a way. But yeah, there's something that you're feeling burdened by. It could be something material too. It could be someone else is burdening you. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend or job related thing that is, you know, stopping you from moving forward. But there's something that's definitely burdening you, and it's weighing heavy on you. We also have the 5 of Swords. Now when I see this card, this is a very self-sabotaging card. And based on the other cards I see here, I definitely think that this is definitely related to thoughts that you're having. You're definitely having some self-sabotaging thoughts that you need to get past, because these self-sabotaging thoughts are stopping you from moving forward. So there is, yeah, a lot of self-sabotage happening. And we all do this sometimes, and there's definitely ways of getting over that. And don't worry, we'll get a lot of advice once we get into our oracle cards, because our oracle cards definitely give us a little bit more of like affirmations and advice going forward. Tarot just kind of tells us how it is. And then we also have the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords is kind of like your rock bottom. It can't get any worse than this. Like you're in a you could be in a pretty dark state right now, and or maybe you were just in a very dark state or dark place, but it's just like a reminder that this is the worst, honestly, and it's gonna get better. It's always gonna get better from here, so don't stress about it too much. Then we also have the Five of Cups. So this tells me that your self-sabotaging thoughts are stopping you from seeing opportunities that are right there. This card, he's like crying over the cups that have spilled, but he's completely ignoring that the cups that are right there that are still full. So when I see this card, it's telling me that there's definitely different opportunities available for you. There's opportunities for peace. There's just so many different things that are there for you. It could also be, it could be person related too, because maybe you're crying over a lost relationship, or maybe you're crying over, I don't know, something that happened with somebody else, but you're not really paying attention to what you do have, those people that are standing by you and that are there for you. It can mean different things, honestly. But Five of Cups definitely tells me that you're a very emotional person and that you're letting these self-sabotaging thoughts block you and almost blind you from seeing other good things that are in your life right now. So you really need to try to focus on the good. Even just doing like a gratitude list every single day, what you're grateful for. So you really focus on the good and not stay focused on the bad all the time, because that's what's creating that blockage and that burden that you're carrying forward with you in your daily life. Now we also have the Lovers, and the Lovers is a very, very, very positive card. Now it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could just be a close relationship with somebody else. It could be a best friend. It could be honestly anybody. But that is a good positive card. So for a lot of you, you are going to have a relationship that is going to be very stable, and it's definitely going to help you through whatever difficulties you're going through now. So be open to sharing, be open to really confiding in other people, because maybe they can help you with those self-sabotaging thoughts and ideas that are really holding you back. And, you know, this is just a really beautiful card, and it just screams, you know, friendship and happiness and love, and it's just everything that's good in life and about the world. So yeah, don't stress, because yeah, we have this card here, and maybe, I don't know, some of these self-sabotaging thoughts can be, you know, self-esteem related. Maybe for some of you just got out of a relationship and you're just, yeah, you're stressing about that. You feel like really bad about yourself. You don't think you're going to find love, but this is a confirmation that you are going to find something super, super, super beautiful. And yeah, it's just an amazing card. And then we also have the Queen of Cups. And this is just, again, another reminder to tie in with everything that you need to become the master of your emotions. You're letting your emotions, your self-sabotaging thoughts take over you. And instead of focusing on, you know, these self-sabotaging thoughts, you know, think of like, why am I having these thoughts? This is an interesting thought. Like, think about the thought and be like, I don't have to believe this. If you're feeling really upset about something, like, give yourself the time to cry. And when I say master emotions, I don't mean you have to like completely hide or push down your emotions. You definitely don't want to do that. When I say master your emotions, honestly, like, understand how you're feeling in the moment and accept that you can feel like that. I put a card up here on my wall. I don't know if you guys can see it from there, probably not. But this says, I honor how I want to feel. I have an affirmation on the wall for that for myself. Like, honor how you want to feel in that moment. If you need to cry, if you need to wallow a little bit, do that. But then understand that you need to get past that and move forward. Don't let it stop you in life. And that's what I think about when I see the Queen of Cups and the master of your emotions. Really use that to your benefit. Use your emotions to get more in touch with yourself and understand yourself. I mean, when you cry about something, that is a gateway into what you're feeling, and it's a gateway into yourself, and you can understand yourself more. So use the emotions to like be a strong person. Like, emotions aren't, I feel like a lot of the time in our society, we think emotions as a bad thing. Like, oh, she's so emotional, or oh, he's so emotional. Like, emotions are not a bad thing. The fact that we can feel things is very beautiful, and emotions are a gateway to our heart and our intuition, and, you know, really going with what the heart feels instead of what the mind thinks. And I think that a lot can be learned from our emotions. So let's go forward with your oracle cards and see what messages they have to say. Okay, so we have let yourself receive. Allow others to give you love and care. Receive without guilt or apologies. So maybe you feel like you're not worthy of receiving something from other people, but make sure you know that you deserve this. And, you know, being willing to receive love and friendship and kindness from other people, that's what's going to get you this right here, the lover card, right? That's what's going to get you there. So you have to be open to receiving things. And it doesn't have to be romance related. That's just going to be the case for some people. But you need to let yourself receive. And I get the sense too that a lot of you are very, you're very giving people. Like, you're very emotional, giving people, and maybe you're not necessarily the kind of person that lets yourself receive so much. Like, you give, but you don't receive. And because a lot of these self-sabotaging thoughts may make you feel like you're not worthy of it. So that's an important thing to take into account. We also have the empowerment card. You're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. So again, that like Queen of Cups energy, like the Queen of Cups is such a powerful card. And just know that you are very powerful, and you're more powerful than you think you are. You tend to have these self-sabotaging thoughts and ideas that hold you back, but you're so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. So that's something that's really, really important here. Now let's take a look at these cards here. We have Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. So break the chain. A lot of you may have had some of the same sort of issues with self-doubt, sabotaging thoughts in previous past lives. When I see the words ancestral patterns, I definitely think about, you know, your ancestors. Maybe you got this from your mom, maybe you got this from somebody in your family, or maybe even in like previous lifetimes, you have kind of experienced this too. Like, this is almost like your struggle. This is your obstacle that you really need to work towards overcoming. This is a big part of your experience here on earth and your soul's journey and your soul's path and things. Like, all of us have different, you know, soul journeys and I guess lessons that we must learn when we're here in this physical realm. And break the chain, when I see that, I think like breaking the chain of these self-sabotaging thoughts. Like, this is something that you've held on to for a really long time. You've been carrying around this baggage for a really long time. So it's time to break that chain. It's time to break that off. And I'm not saying that you'll never have another self-sabotaging thought again, because most of us will have self-sabotaging thoughts every now and then. But it's like the difference is not letting that control you. It's like become in control of that a little bit more. And when those thoughts come to your head again, try not to pay too much attention to them. Like, recognize that they're there, but don't believe them. And that's like the key element here, is you can have different thoughts, but like whether or not you believe them is really, really what's going to affect you the most and make a difference in your life. So if a self-sabotaging thought comes up, you make the decision on whether you want to believe it or not, right? So definitely breaking that chain. We have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeing the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So this is just telling me that there is a divine plan for you, and there's obstacles and there's lessons that you need to learn along the way, but know that you're a very powerful person and you have a purpose here, and there's something that, you know, that you're meant to have in this life, and there's something that you really want. Be willing to receive it and be willing to trust that there is something better for you. Don't sell yourself short. Don't think that you don't deserve it. Stop letting those self-sabotaging thoughts stop you from believing that you are worthy and you are meant to have something extremely beautiful. Now, let's look at your goddess cards. Oh, I thought we had 3, but we actually had 4. Apparently you needed 4 goddesses, group 4. So let's have a look. We have Gula, the goddess of healing. So when I see this card, healing, oh my goodness, definitely ties into break the chain. There is some healing, some deep healing that you need to do, group 4. It's something that you've been carrying for a really long time that's been weighing you down. It could have been like, it could have honestly started in your childhood, like self-sabotaging thoughts, low self-esteem. There's things, there's burdens and feelings that you've been carrying around your entire life, and you really need to focus on healing right now, because that healing is really what's going to get you out of this dark place and, you know, get you to a more beautiful, healthy place in your life where you're truly happy and you believe you deserve the happiness. And we also have Ellen, the goddess of patterns. So yeah, I want you to really be open to receiving messages, and you'll definitely see this in patterns. So if there's something that keeps happening, whether it is a feeling or a thought that just keeps coming up, or like something that's happening around you, like you seem to keep getting the same message through different people or different things happening around you, that may be a message, a sign. Also, patterns is very much related to the mind, and we all have certain patterns in thinking and how we process things and what we do and how we react to things. We all have patterns, and what I see right now is you have some toxic patterns of self-sabotage. So these toxic patterns definitely need to be addressed, group 4. And then we also have the goddess Spider Woman. It's kind of fun. The goddess of co-creation. And the first thing that comes to my mind when I see this is that you create your own reality, honestly. Like, the thoughts that you have in your mind create your reality, create the world around you. If you're always self-sabotaging, if you have these negative thoughts about yourself, if you're always doubting yourself, anything like that, any sort of negative self-sabotaging thoughts that you are having, the more you have that, the more it creates your reality. We manifest what we think. And I'm not saying if you have one negative thought that that's going to manifest in your life, but patterns, right? So really, really focus on healing, and with that, you will create a more beautiful reality for yourself, a reality where you receive beautiful abundance and happiness, and you are where you want to be because you believe you deserve to be there. So that's very, very important, group 4. And now we also have Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. Now when I see this, like, I think you already are a very compassionate person towards other people, but you're not compassionate enough towards yourself. So that is really what you need to focus on, group 4. Really learn to be compassionate with yourself. If you make a mistake, know that you are human and everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Move forward, move on. Do not ruminate over that. And that's another self-sabotaging thing, rumination, ruminating over things that happened in the past. Why didn't I do this differently? Why did I say that? I used to do that all the time, but over the years I've learned to, like, I have to let things go. What's in the past is in the past. I did the best I could in that moment given my reality and things that happened in my life, but know that we are all doing our best, and have compassion for yourself. You are doing your best. You are a beautiful person with a beautiful purpose on this earth, and you need to believe that. And group 4, I hope this message, gave you a little bit of healing, sent you some healing messages, helped you to really believe in yourself a little bit more. And if you enjoyed this reading, make sure you give it a like. And I'd also really appreciate it if you left a comment below, like if there's something that really resonated with you. Honestly, I love hearing about these things. I had a lot of people reach out via direct message for my last video, and you guys can do that too on my Instagram if you want it, or you could just comment below in the comments if you feel comfortable sharing. But I'd love to hear about your experience and what really resonated with you. It honestly made me so happy to hear about it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. I do other pick a card readings. At least I've started to do more pick a card readings. This is my second one, but I intend to do more in the future. And I also have other spiritual related videos. I'm kind of getting into a little bit of witchcraft, so if you like that kind of thing, I have that too. Also, I have a lot of inspirational, motivational, self-help stuff and other lifestyle type videos. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, make sure you remember to subscribe and hit that bell notification just to let you know when I've uploaded a new video. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day, group 4. Take care. Bye-bye.